Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, another 3D content video. I made this inlay that you can see or just had seen. Most interesting part about this, or yeah, the general way I made this is I started with a very simple rectangular shape with a grid. And then I used the extrude tool to form this thing around the body. Most interesting part is actually the perspective. So I started from the frontal perspective, from the frontal view, and then for this part here I changed into the side view. One thing that is complex about making these kinds of structures is if you switch this view, if you do this whole thing in front, or if you do this whole thing from the side, it is way easier to actually put this around the body at some parts. But whenever you go over the contours of the body, so as you can see, or as you have seen, some part of this is sticking out from the body. It's not completely in front of it. It's more to the side. Then you get in kind of trouble. You will see this later on with the model that I made. For example, here I'm going out of the body, so I'm basically working behind a free background, if you want to say so, and this can lead to some trouble. Also, as you've seen, I've basically worked in one, or most of this is made in one one plane from the front view, as I said, and so I can move most of this in just one dimension and just use the I think that dimension, the Z dimension to move the parts. But for the parts that I did from the side view, from the right view, I have to use another dimension, and this, as you can see right now, this becomes quite complex because it doesn't align anymore with itself. So when I did the front part, the whole object had set dimensions and set relations to itself in terms of size and height and length. And now when I work from another angle, it doesn't work anymore. So if you ever do this, this is why I usually work with, for example, with tubes or with cubes. The tube, for example, already has a set dimension which I can work in, and I just switch this dimension to work with the shape I have. For example, if I do shirts, you can often see me, or you could often see me use a tube as a basis. I mean, nowadays I use a full body suit, which I will actually touch up one of these days, because I want to fit it around the feet as well and around the hands. So I want to make it an actual full body suit without the head, because it's way easier as a start. But yeah, if you have like a working model like a whole body base, then it's way easier to work because you already have a lot of stuff done. I didn't use the full body suit this time because, for one, I wanted to start from the very beginning. For the other, I would have basically had to cut out the shape I wanted, and this would have been a lot more work actually. So at some points, depending on what you're doing, it's easier to start from the ground up. In this case, I just decided, okay, I'm going to really start from the base, because, as I said, cutting this from a already made shape is quite complicated, and also doesn't give me the level of control I want to have. As you can see, I am actually adding a lot of lines in here. So I'm using the connect tool a lot of times, and I'm down to fine detailing the points. And this isn't really possible if you have a already made set, especially if you have smoothed it down already. This is a big problem. Can become a big problem in this case. Speaking of adding lines and manipulating the points, as you can see, I'm most parts, even if I'm using the point manipulation, I'm picking 2 points. This is because I want to keep the relation between the points the same. So I don't want, if I, for example, if I just move 1 point, the whole line gets thicker or thinner, and I don't want that. I want to have to keep the relation between the points. I want to keep the thickness of the line where it is. And this is why I'm not, why I'm mostly switching up the lines, or 2 or more points, so I don't mess up the actual relations of the size relations of this whole thing. Okay, we're actually mostly done with the form. I mean, this is I'm really just touching up the last pieces of this. At this point I got the idea, okay, maybe I can add a bit more detail, a bit more elements to this. So after finishing all the points, where I'm basically just at, I was already thinking about, okay, will I add something, and I basically tried to just add an additional wing here, but in the end I decided against it. So this is also part of the whole thing. As you can see, in my perspective, it didn't work. It didn't work with the rest of this. So I even finished setting this to the body. Again, 2 points, so I don't mess up the relation and the size relation of this. And then I decided, I'm gonna cut this away. Used the thickening tool to actually give this a bit more depth. And now I'm using the connect tool to give it more lines. This helps in keeping the shape as it is in the when I smooth this down. So this will obviously be smoothed. Sorry. But there is a lot of detail to add, so I add this extra lines that the whole thing doesn't get messed up. That's basically it. It looks a bit like an inlay, and it looks a bit like something to wear, so it's really interesting. You can also see that by smoothing this down, some parts move into the body, and I'm switching to selection mode here to have a better control, that the stuff stays mostly in place and just moves out of the body a bit. But that's basically the whole thing. For the remap I did something really simple. I just used the plane UV and put it in front of it, and this works perfectly well. So as you can see, I'm working with the anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little video and the explanation I put inside. If you like my content, then I hope you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, this is the final render of the thing, and I hope you enjoy the whole thing. See you guys around.